Dave, dust settled after Tuesday. Disappointment was an understatement, you said. How are you feeling now?
The result and the performance is what it was. We can't change it. All we can do is look ahead and look forward. Understand, I guess, why we were disappointed and why we were frustrated, for sure. But channel all our energies to Chesterfield on the weekend.
It's been a difficult run, to say the least. That's plain to see. But in that run, there have been plenty of spells of brightness that you can cling to. What was missing then from that on Tuesday?
Well, I guess the opportunities in the final third, which were evident and have been evident in all our performances, we didn't manage the ball as consistently and as well as we have done. Which is a frustration, because that's what we've tried to have as something to hold on to. I mentioned it, I think, post-game, when you look at the progress that we've tried to almost use as a more objective measure of our performances. There have been some real positive elements in the way we've played, particularly last Saturday against Gillingham, and you know we believe that results will change, provided the performance levels are at the standard they were last week and previously. So that's where our belief stem from. The level of belief and the level of the work of the players also reinforce that. So you learn a lot about the players, you learn a lot about yourself, you learn a lot about your coaching staff when it's a challenging period of time and we've not won, and that definitely stands us in good stead moving forward. What we're stressing and reinforcing to the players is look at the real good bits that you've delivered, and we know we've got a tough test on Saturday at Chesterfield. But I'm sure if they were watching, as they will do, our performance against Gillingham last Saturday, they'll be aware of the threat we pose as well. So we're optimistic as a group. The players, they've got youth, energy about us as well. So yeah, we're looking forward to the weekend.
I'll come on to Chesterfield in a moment, but you mentioned there that you learn a lot about yourself during these tough times. This hasn't gone the way that you or anyone would have wanted it to since you came in. What have you learned about yourself?
Well, I think I look at the end of last season. I think there was a tough run of results at the end of last season, and so I think that's clear. We start the season with a couple of draws and a positive result at Crawley. I suppose what I've learned about myself is to be really calm and really stable in my thoughts, in how we manage and how we come across in engaging with the players, not getting understanding. All right, so if we didn't win the game, what is it that we intended to do? All right, so what is it? The result is a consequence of many actions and moments of the game. Where are the areas that we can tell that there's progress, and where are the areas that we know we need to provide some surgery? So those parts are evident, and then crucially, creating an environment that the players come in and appreciate and understand that we are in a position where we're all out to try and ensure that we're giving them all the tools and supporting them in every way we possibly can to get a result. And I think that's the job. If you're winning, it's the same. If you're not winning, it doesn't change. And then the reality of it is, losing games really hurts. It hurts the players. It really hurts the staff. I haven't been able to manage not sleeping. I've not been able to manage not waking up in the middle of the night thinking about how are we missing anything? Is there anything different we need to do? Is there something right in front of our nose that we need to see that we're not? And so those points are, I guess, the bits where you spend a huge amount of time trying to prepare yourself for it. And then there's there's other scenarios and situations which arise which you have to manage and deal with on the spot. So it's been a challenge, but I think we know every job has a challenge, but it's something that as a staff and as a group of players we're passionate about. We love what we're doing. We love and have a passion for looking to try and find a way to win, and that's definitely not wavered in what's been a tricky spell. And there's a belief amongst the group that if we get the next one, we can kind of build and I don't want to say that effect almost snowballs somewhat, but we haven't been far away, and it's making that last step, eradicating individual errors and unforced errors, and maintaining with clarity the way that we've tried to play, because I don't think if anybody's come to see us, they can't say that it's not clear how we're trying to play the game and what we're trying to do, and that we've tried to provide an organisation without the ball some clarity in the principles that we're trying to have when we've got the ball, and evidently just getting over the line. That's the next bit for us again.
You mentioned fans seeing that, and a lot of feedback from supporters has been that they can see what you're trying to do, that they're trying to be positive and patient with you, and perhaps aiming their frustrations above you at the recruitment and whether the right support has been there. How do you take that on board?
Well, I suppose what's really clear is the players need support. The supporters and the fans have been outstanding in how they've stuck with it. I think you look at every game we've played at home, players have been cheered off, which is really, really important. So what we have to do is keep giving them that spirit, that grit, that determination, creating an environment where the opposition know when they turn up at Rodney Parade, it's going to be tough. And it's really tough when the players and the supporters are delivering performances together, and that's something which we've always tried to stress to the players. Understand what Newport is as a club, understand the history of the club. It's always been a club that has been fighting back, always against the odds. We're trying to make sure that we don't lose that identity, and make sure it stays a part of who we are and what we do, and I think they've seen that, and evidently as a consequence they've stayed with us. And what we have to tell them is that we're doing everything we possibly can. It's not a crisis. That's the first thing I've got to say. Which I've said to the players, it's definitely not a crisis. We've had some positive results. We've had some positive performances in the last period. The positive performances haven't delivered the outcome of the game. So we thank them for sticking with us, and they can rest assured we're doing everything we can to get that next 3 points for them.
You're doing everything clearly to make sure that those players' confidence levels don't drop. What about your own? Have there been elements of self-doubt? Do you still believe you have what it takes to really push on?
Yeah, absolutely. You spend the best part of 20-25 years working. There's pressure in every job. I'm really clear in what success needs to look like. Evidently and ultimately, at this level, it's 3 points on a Saturday afternoon. We all know that. Everybody's aware and expects it. What I'm really clear about is what it takes to do that, and that's many different factors all coming together. Lots of key moments and decisions, trying to ensure that we're preparing the players to see those when they arrive on a match day. So my belief has never waned, and it won't. I firmly believe in what we're trying to do as a group of staff, in trying to create the environment we have for the players, for them to thrive and progress and deliver performances that people enjoy watching and that deliver 3 points. So I'm absolutely 100% certain in what we're trying to do, and back the staff and back the players to deliver that. We firmly believe 100% that we are not far away.
many people hoping that will come on Saturday. It's Chesterfield, tough side though, but they have had a little bit of a run without a win themselves.
Yeah, tough side. You know, we just watched them before this. Some good performances, good players, good squad. Players who've played around in different levels of the game. Really vastly experienced manager who's managed in the championship, and so they play. They're a really open attacking football team, which is good. And so from our perspective, if we can deliver what we did last Saturday, it makes for a really entertaining game, where we hope we'll look to stamp our own style on the game, while accepting that they're a threat. They've got good players. We believe we have, and anybody who's seen us over the course of the season will, I'm sure, agree with that. Pulling that together on Saturday to ensure we deliver a performance is all our thinking is around at the moment.
And finally, injury news. Any fresh concerns? Anyone we can expect back?
No, Liam Shepherd's obviously had a setback last week. Jed Garner, similarly. Matt Smith's still got an ongoing problem with his back, so that's still a challenge at the moment. So no additional worries or concerns at the moment. So
best of luck on Saturday.
Thank you.